And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves at 4th place in the Central Division after 44 games skated. They have a record of 24-19-1, 49 points, has them 8 points shy of a guaranteed playoff spot and 13 points shy of first place in the Central Division. We'll update the entire Central Division here in just a second. The Nashville Predators' next game will take place on the road, where they have a record of 11-8-1. They have 139 goals scored this season. They've given up 138. They have a goal differential of +1. The next game will take place against the LA Kings, first of 3 meetings this regular season. We'll zoom in on that matchup here momentarily. Let's update you on the latest Central Division standings. The Winnipeg Jets are currently in first place after 43 games skated. They have a record of 29-10-4, 62 points, has them 1 point clear of the second place Colorado Avalanche, who also have 29 wins but have played in 2 more games than the Winnipeg Jets. So the Winnipeg Jets hold all the tiebreakers right now. The Dallas Stars are in third place with 57 points, and then you'll find the Nashville Predators in fourth place with 49 points. So the Preds are 8 points behind the Dallas Stars, but currently holding a wild card spot and currently holding off the Arizona Coyotes, who are 4 points behind Nashville in 5th place in the Central Division. Now that we're going to start focusing more and more on playoff races, now that we're into the second half of the season, the Preds will also face off against the Coyotes after this LA Kings game at the end of this 3-game road trip. The St. Louis Blues are in 6th place with 44 points, only 5 points behind the Nashville Predators. The Minnesota Wild are in 7th place with 41 points, and the Chicago Blackhawks are in 8th place with only 28 points on the season, only 13 victories so far. The Nashville Predators, I mentioned it already, after they wrap up this game at Los Angeles, they will be in Arizona on Saturday. That is an afternoon start, so make sure you make note of that special start time. Monday, back home to face off against the Florida Panthers, and then immediately back out on the road on the 25th of January at Minnesota. On the 27th of January, back to Edmonton, and on the 29th of January, the Nashville Predators will be in Ottawa. Now, the regular season series between the Preds and the LA Kings, it's the first of 3. I mentioned that part already, but the rest of these games will take place as follows. On January the 31st, the Preds will welcome LA into Bridgestone Arena. On February the 22nd, the Preds will be back in LA to take on the Kings. So the Preds will only host LA one time this season. Speaking of the LA Kings, they had a great start to the season, cooled off as of late, but still an overall very solid record on the season of 21-12-8. They have 50 points. That's 1 point better than the Nashville Predators. They're 3rd overall in the Pacific Division. On home ice, 7-7-5, not the best record. They've scored 135 goals, which is impressive. They've given up 109. They have a goal differential of +26. They have quite a few good statistical metrics we're going to go over here in just a moment. After we talk about the most recent stretch of hockey, it was a 5-game road trip for this LA Kings team, and it did not treat them kindly. It was the 9th of January, and we saw a 3-2 overtime loss at the Tampa Bay Lightning. On the 11th of January, it was a 3-2 overtime loss at the Florida Panthers. On the 13th of January, 5-3 straight-up loss at the Detroit Red Wings. On the 15th of January, a 5-2 win at Carolina, the bright spot of the road trip. And on the 16th, a 5-1 loss in Dallas to the Stars. Talbot took the loss in that game in goal, 23 out of 28. When it comes to the rankings between these two teams, the updated stats for both of these squads, the Nashville Predators are generating 3.11 goals per game, which is 17th in the league, which is nice, but 3.27 is a whole lot better. That's 14th overall in the NHL for the LA Kings. In the goals against category, the Nashville Predators are generating or giving up 3.14 per game. That's 18th overall. The LA Kings impressively 4th best in the NHL, giving up only 2.56 goals per game. In the shots for category, the Preds generating 30.8 on net per game, is 16th overall in the NHL. The LA Kings are generating 33.8 shots on net per game. That's 3rd best in the National Hockey League. In the shots against category, the Preds at 30.2, 16th overall in the league. The Kings 27.6. That is a very, very good, low, and impressive number. That's 3rd best in the NHL. When it comes to the special teams units, the LA Kings special teams are better than the Nashville Predators in several ways. 16th best power play, 21.2% conversion rate, 29 out of 137 opportunities is your raw data of the season. The Predators power play converting at 20.5% is 18th overall in the NHL, converted 31 out of 151 opportunities on the season. When it comes to the penalty kill, the LA Kings 87.2% is the best overall in the NHL. 16 power play goals against is the least amount of power play goals given up in the NHL. The Nashville Predators at 77.1% kill rate is 24th overall in the National Hockey League. They've given up 31 power play goals against. So when it comes to the top 6 metrics that we cover here in the breakdown and the preview, you see the LA Kings with 4 top 10 overall metrics in the National Hockey League and the first overall penalty kill. Now let's talk about the individual players and leaders on these teams. Start with the home team, Los Angeles Kings, and Anze Kopitar has had a very, very solid career, period, but has had a very good career against the Nashville Predators, no doubt about that. On the season, 14 goals, 25 assists, leading the team with 39 total points. He just continues to make it look so smooth and easy out there. Kempe had 15 goals and 23 assists for 38 points. Kevin Fiala, yes, that Kevin Fiala, 10 goals, 27 assists for 37 points. Moore is at 20 goals and 11 assists for 31 points. And Quentin Byfield, 12 goals and 18 assists for 30 points overall on the season. The visiting team, the Nashville Predators, Forsberg, continue to pace the team in goals with 22 assists. He's second on the team with 26, and points first on the team with 48. So Forsberg continues to lead the Nashville Predators. It's 10 points separating first to second. O'Reilly in second on the team and scoring 16 goals, 22 assists for 38 points. And the captain, Roman Jossi's at 8 goals and 29 assists now for 37 points. Nyquist at 11 and 23 for 34. And Sissons 12 goals and 9 assists for 21 points. Talbot got the last start for the LA Kings. Took the loss, going 23 out of 28 and a loss in Dallas. Overall in the season, his record 14, 11, and 5. A save percentage of 9.15. A 2.43 goals against average with 2 shutouts on the season. UC Saros also got the last start for his team. His updated record, 17, 16, and 1. A 900 save percentage, 3.02 goals against average, also with 2 shutouts on the season. Preds' first of 3 meetings this season between the Preds and the Kings. It's going to be a difficult set of games. The LA Kings are a good, fast team with some good young scoring talent for the Nashville Predators. Need to come away with a much better effort than they had in their previous game against the Vegas Golden Knights. There's no doubt about that. This is a very tough road trip. This is the hinge game of a 3-game road trip. Next up is Arizona, which will be a pivotal Central Division matchup. These are all pivotal Western Conference games, though, when it comes to the playoff races. The LA Kings are currently in 3rd place, but could easily find themselves fighting it out with the Nashville Predators for a wild card later in the season. So the points between these two teams are incredibly important, as the Preds are going to find down the stretch. Points with all of the teams in the middle of the pack are going to be incredibly important. The Preds need to find a way to earn some points on this trip. Doing that in LA, starting it off there, would be just fine. Late start in LA for the local crowd here in Nashville. Early start on Saturday afternoon against Arizona. What a weird week-long 3-game road trip this is. That's going to do it for the preview segment of this. We got to go back and talk about the last game at the Golden Knights. We call it the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey